The Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to the World Food Programme on Friday for feeding millions of people from Yemen to North Korea. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered the restriction of vehicular movements from 11:59 p.m. on Friday, October 9th to 6 p.m. on Saturday, October 10th in Ondo State. This was announced by the First Public Relations Officer, Frank Mba, in a press statement on Friday. According to him, the order is part of efforts by the force to ensure effective coordination of public order and safety during the governorship election. He said this would prevent political actors and troublemakers from freely engaging in unpatriotic acts, circulation and use of illicit arms and hard drugs, movement of political thugs and disruption of the electoral processes. The IGP also enjoined Ondo State residents to bear any inconveniences arising from the restriction order, as it is part of necessary sacrifices to nurture and sustain democracy in the country. Adamu warned that anybody who engages in snatching of ballot boxes, vote buying, vote selling, hate speeches, and any other act capable of compromising the integrity of the electoral process would be brought to book. At number 9, US President Donald Trump said he hopes to resume campaigning on Saturday after receiving a green light from his doctor. He said this even as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi prepares to unveil plans to probe the president's capacity to govern after contracting COVID-19. With the tensions building over the president's diagnosis and questions about his judgment, Trump said in a Fox News interview late on Thursday that he wants to hold a campaign rally as early as Saturday. He said, "I think I'm going to try doing a rally on Saturday night if we have enough time to put it together," adding that the rally would probably be in Florida. Trump said that he might hold another rally the following day in Pennsylvania. At number 8, about 52.6% of the estimated 13.08 trillion naira national budget for 2021 have been earmarked for debt servicing and salaries. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday presented to the National Assembly the budget estimates for 2021 with 3.12 trillion naira, that is 23.85%, earmarked for debt servicing. 3.85 trillion naira was voted for capital projects, while personnel costs, that is salaries and allowances, would go up 3.76 trillion naira. With 23.85% allocated for debt servicing and personnel costs gulping 28.7%, which means 52.6% of the budget, or 6.88 trillion naira, will be spent on both items next year. Buhari said the budget was premised on daily crude oil production of 1.86 million and oil price of $40 per barrel. At number 7, the police in Abuja have arrested a 27-year-old man, Michael Obiude, who allegedly invited his gang members to rob his neighbor of a huge sum of money. Obiude and his accomplices were paraded on Thursday by the FCT Police Command. They were arrested on September 25, 2020 during the robbery operation at the Gwagwa area of the Federal Capital Territory. Speaking to newsmen at the parade, the suspect said he learned that his neighbor usually comes home with huge amounts of money and that he planned the robbery with his friends. When asked how he knew about the victim's financial status, he said, "My neighbor's younger sister told my friend that her sister usually comes home with huge sums of money, so my friend informed me and we decided to carry out the operation." Obiude explained that he recruited 3 others to carry out the robbery, but added that he did not participate in the operation. One of the suspects is still at large. At number 6, the Port Harcourt-based lawyer Paulette Bisola Ajayi, who was kidnapped last Sunday, has narrated her ordeals in the hands of her abductors. She said she would have been killed if not for the police rescue operation. Ajayi was violently whisked away by gun-wielding men dressed in military combat uniform on October 4th at the entrance of her apartment at Rumokuro area of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. She said the kidnappers were apprehensive at the wide publicity her abduction generated and resolved that killing her the next day was the only way to guarantee their safety. Ajayi said the kidnappers planned to move her into a swamp to kill her on Wednesday night, but for the intervention of the police. She said one of the hoodlums thought she had a charm, wondering why, despite the shooting, she did not sustain a bullet wound. Ajayi thanked Governor Nyesom Wike, Commissioner of Police Joseph Mukan, and the Nigerian Bar Association family for the roles they played in her rescue. At number 5, there was violence in Osun and Abuja on Friday as youths protest against police brutality and extortion. It was gathered that in a bid to disperse the protesters, policemen shot indiscriminately. Since Thursday, protests for the scrapping of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad have spread in many parts of the country. There had been a peaceful protest on Wednesday in Ikeja, Lagos, by some students and youths to make the government end the activities of the police unit. Scores of protesters besieged the headquarters of the Nigeria Police Force in Abuja on Thursday. In Ilorin, the Kwara state capital, scores of youths on Thursday held a peaceful protest on major streets of the town. In Benin, the Edo state capital, hundreds of placard-carrying protesters yesterday marched on the major streets to ask for the scrapping of the police unit. On Friday, the protest in Osogbo caused gridlock at the Olaiya junction, and the protesters hurled stones at the security operatives in a bid to resist any attempt to stop the protest. The security operatives, who initially took cover beside their armored personnel carriers stationed at the junction, later shot indiscriminately to disperse the angry youths. In Abuja, security operatives also opened fire and tear gas to disperse the protesters. Meanwhile, a policeman identified as Stanley was shot dead by NSAS protesters on Thursday in Delta State. At number 4, tax consultancy firm Alpha Beta has denied the allegations leveled against it by its former managing director, Dapo Apara, adding that he in fact diverted 6 billion naira from the company. In a writ of summons before a Lagos State High Court on Thursday, Apara had accused the company of being controlled by a former Lagos State Governor, Bola Tinubu, fraud, money laundering, tax evasion, and sundry corrupt practices. Responding on Friday, however, Alpha Beta said in a statement by its managing director, Akin Doherty, that Apara was the one that was culpable, as he had diverted over $5 million during his tenure as managing director by inflating a contract which was worth $300,000 and then diverted a separate 6 billion naira for personal use. The firm said it had reported Apara's alleged fraud to the appropriate authorities, but he had refused to show up and rather remained in Dubai. In the statement titled Alpha Beta Facts of the Matter, the firm said Apara was an aggrieved ex-employee who was bent on tarnishing the image of the company after being sacked for financial impropriety. At number 3, a bold driver, one of the car-hailing services, Kingsley Amechi, has accused an officer of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad Lagos State Command of extorting him after he escaped from suspected kidnappers. It was gathered that the suspected kidnappers, who pretended to be passengers, ordered a ride from the Eleganza area of Lekki around 9 p.m. on Wednesday, September 23, 2020, for the Oshodi area of the state. But the driver said when he got to their destination, he was attacked and dragged out of the front seat to the back, while a third suspect drove the car. Amechi narrated that he offered the suspects money, but they told him that they were not after his money but his heart and manhood for rituals. He said at a point he started screaming for help. Some area boys took notice of the car and chased it till it crashed. The two suspects at the back with him were caught, while the one driving escaped. Amechi added that the suspects were later taken by policemen from the Makoko police station before the case was transferred to SARS. He however revealed that the investigating police officer in charge of the matter extorted 20,000 naira from him before he commenced an investigation into the matter. At number 2, Port Harcourt High Court, presided over by Justice Adolphus Enebeli, has sentenced Gracious David West to death by hanging for the serial killing of women in hotels across Rivers State. In a judgment on Friday, Justice Enebeli convicted him on 6 out of the 10 charges against him. The second accused person in the matter, Nimi Thengod, was discharged and acquitted for lack of evidence. Gracious David West was standing trial for being responsible for the death of all the women he lured into several hotels in Port Harcourt months ago. Finally, at number 1, the Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to the World Food Programme on Friday for feeding millions of people from Yemen to North Korea, with the coronavirus pandemic pushing millions into hunger. According to the Nobel Committee chairwoman Berit Reiss-Andersen, the WFP was the driving force in efforts to prevent the use of hunger as a weapon of war and conflict. Founded in 1961, the World Food Programme helped 97 million people last year, distributing 15 billion rations to people in 88 countries. WFP Executive Director David Beasley said the agency was deeply humbled by winning the prize, adding that it had rendered him speechless. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.